For over a century, fighter planes have embodied the cutting edge of air power, evolving into some of the most sophisticated yet visually striking war machines ever conceived. They blend lethal design with an almost balletic grace, capturing the imagination of engineers, pilots, and the public alike. Today we're embarking on a journey to identify the 10 most outstanding fighter planes of all time, each one a masterpiece of engineering, aerodynamics, and power. So, strap yourself in, check your six, and prepare for some high-speed, high-stakes aviation history as we unveil the 10 greatest fighters ever. Our expert panel will judge each candidate according to 5 key criteria: firepower, maneuverability, historical importance, aesthetics, and special design elements. We'll meet the aviators and analysts who know these planes intimately, from best-selling military author Tom Clancy to test pilots and aviation collectors like Kermit Weeks. By the end, you'll know which fighter plane stands above all others. 10. F-117 Nighthawk, stealth fighter. We begin at number 10 with a jet that gained worldwide fame during the Gulf War in 1991. The iconic F-117 stealth fighter, better known as the Nighthawk. This eerie-looking plane was designed to be virtually undetectable by enemy radar, making it a revolutionary tool for aerial infiltration. A bold leap in design. Unlike traditional sleek fighters, the F-117's exterior is all sharply angled facets. Picture a piece of origami folded for the single purpose of scattering radar signals. Alan Brown, chief engineer from Lockheed's top-secret Skunk Works, reveals how he and his team started with a diamond shape that deflects radar waves away from the source rather than back. They then had to figure out the black magic of making this awkward diamond actually fly. Their solution combined the advanced shape with borrowed engines from the F-18, a navigation system from the B-52, and other proven components. Radar invisibility. The Nighthawk's hallmark is its incredibly small radar cross-section, reportedly less than 0.01 square meters, roughly equivalent to a large bird. Its stealthiness is reinforced by a special radar-absorbent coating. Even the canopy is treated with a metallic sheen, so radar waves don't bounce back from the pilot's helmet. Limited role. Despite being called a fighter, the Nighthawk is more accurately a precision strike aircraft. Lacking guns or air-to-air missiles, it cannot dogfight. It relies on twin bomb bays that can carry around 2,300 kilograms of munitions. This limitation places the F-117 at number 10 on our list. It might outwit radar operators, but it's not a traditional dogfighter. Still, its groundbreaking stealth features changed aerial warfare forever. 9. Fokker Dr. I triplane. Sitting at number 9 is a legend from World War I. The Fokker Dr. I triplane, forever linked to the infamous Red Baron, Manfred von Richthofen. Though the sight of 3 wings stacked atop each other may look quaint today, in 1917-1918, it was cutting edge. Inspirations and innovations biplanes ruled early WWI skies. Yet, once the British Sopwith triplane proved its worth, German designers responded with the Dr. I. The third wing gave extra lift and improved climb rate, allowing the Dr. I to ascend quickly and roll into position for the kill, vital advantages in close-quarters dogfights. The Red Baron's favorite painted a sinister red. This triplane became the signature mount for Manfred von Richthofen, who claimed a number of his 80 kills in it. The Dr. I's top speed of about 185 km/h seems modest by modern standards, but in 1917 it made the plane a serious threat. It sported twin synchronized machine guns that fired through the propeller arc, a revolutionary feat for the time, thanks to Fokker's interrupter gear. Unforgiving handling. Not everything about the Dr. I was perfect. Aerodynamic instability meant it never flew straight without constant pilot input. It could also ground loop, forcing engineers to attach wooden wingtip skids to protect it during rough landings. Its precarious handling and modest speed hold it at number 9, yet no WWI fighter plane is more iconic than the Dr. I-8. Mitsubishi A6M0. Our next pick, the Mitsubishi A6M0, rocked the world on December 7, 1941, by leading the attack on Pearl Harbor. For the first half of War, The Zero reigned supreme in the Pacific, outturning and outclimbing every Allied fighter it encountered. Potent dogfighter. When the Zero debuted, it shocked the Allies. Its 3,000-kilometer range easily exceeded that of Western single-engine fighters, and its nimble controls allowed it to zip through the skies with lethal agility. Allied pilots who tried to dogfight a Zero on equal terms often paid the price. Weaknesses emerge. As the war progressed, U.S. intelligence obtained a mostly intact Zero and discovered its limitations. A lightweight frame that became unstable above 660 km/h, no pilot armor, and no self-sealing fuel tanks. By adopting boom and zoom tactics, diving in for a quick pass, then climbing away, Allied pilots neutralized the Zero's advantage in turning fights. From elite fighter to kamikaze. By the war's final stages, Japan used the Zero less as a dogfighter and more as a kamikaze aircraft. The plane's lack of armor and its pilots' willingness to die illustrated the desperate measures taken by the Empire of Japan. Despite early successes, the Zero's eventual slide into suicide missions places it at number 8. 7. Harrier jump jet. At number 7, we find a unique fighter whose abilities blur the line between jet and helicopter. The Harrier jump jet can land and take off vertically, opening up a world of tactical possibilities. Originally a British creation, it saw service with the RAF, Royal Navy, and U.S. Marine Corps. Hover like a helicopter, fight like a plane. Conventional fighters demand a long runway, but the Harrier uses 4 rotating nozzles that can direct thrust downward, allowing it to lift off vertically. These nozzles funnel around 10,000 kilos of thrust from a single Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine. The result? An aircraft that can operate from jungle clearings, city streets, or small naval decks. Combat proven. The Harrier earned global attention during the 1982 Falklands War, where Royal Navy Sea Harriers shot down 24 Argentine aircraft without a single air-to-air loss. Operating from short improvised decks in the South Atlantic, the Harrier's vertical takeoff and landing (VTOL) capabilities proved invaluable. Over subsequent decades, Harriers saw service in the Gulf Wars and beyond. Challenges and accidents. This aircraft, however, demands high pilot workload. The Harrier pilot must manage thrust vector angles, typical flight controls, and complex electronics, leading to a higher-than-average accident rate. Heat-seeking missiles also love the Harrier's hot, downward-pointing nozzles, making it vulnerable during hovering maneuvers. While the Harrier's capabilities are remarkable, these inherent difficulties keep it from ranking higher on our list. 6. North American F-86 Sabre. At number 6, we salute the legendary F-86 Sabre. Introduced during the Korean War, the Sabre quickly established a reputation as one of the first-generation jets that truly mastered high-speed dogfighting. With aerodynamic innovations like swept-back wings and leading-edge slats, the Sabre bested the Soviet-made MiG-15 in many key engagements, achieving an 11-to-1 kill ratio under certain conditions. A marvel of the early jet age. The Sabre's top speed reached about 1,075 km/h. Impressive for the early 1950s. Its swept wings, inspired by wartime German research, helped reduce drag near the speed of sound, making the Sabre a formidable adversary. In dogfights over MiG Alley, Sabre pilots engaged in swirling, high-stakes combat that tested both machine and aviator to the max. Pilot-friendly design, pilots lauded the F-86 for its smooth handling at high speeds. Its 650 caliber machine guns could tear through enemy aircraft, while the leading-edge slats gave exceptional lift at lower speeds. Korean War double ace Boots Blessey recalled how the Sabre boosted his confidence, enabling him to outmaneuver and outgun MiG-15s. Short-lived glory. Although the Sabre was a star in Korea, rapid advancements in jet design soon left first-generation fighters behind. By the late 1950s, more advanced jets featuring radar-guided missiles and supersonic cruise abilities overshadowed it. Still, the Sabre's place as one of history's great transitional fighters is indisputable. 5. Messerschmitt Bf-109. Claiming the number 5 slot is the Bf-109, popularly known as the Me-109. The the Luftwaffe's formidable backbone during World War II. This iconic German fighter soared in multiple theaters, from the Battle of Britain to North Africa to the Eastern Front. Fearsome and ubiquitous, designed by Willy Messerschmitt, the 109 was agile, fast, and heavily armed. It boasted a nose-mounted cannon that fired through the propeller hub, perfect for smashing Allied bombers. It also carried machine guns in the nose, giving it lethal forward firepower. Over 33,000 were built, making it one of the most produced fighters in history. An aerial predator. With a top speed around 560 km/h, the 109 nearly matched the Spitfire and performed admirably in climbs and dives. In skilled hands, it bested many Allied fighters, especially during early W-2 campaigns. But it also posed significant challenges on takeoff and landing. Those narrow, splayed landing gear notoriously caused ground accidents. The downside. Astonishingly, more 109s were lost to takeoff and landing mishaps than to direct combat. Such ground-handling vices, along with the arrival of advanced Allied fighters, ultimately placed this lethal yet finicky plane at number 5. 4. Boeing, McDonnell Douglas, FA-18, Hornet, Super Hornet. The No. 4 position belongs to a modern American multi-role fighter, the FA-18 Hornet, and its newer iteration, the Super Hornet. With a top speed nearing Mach 1.8, around 2,000 km/h, plus the agility to dogfight, bomb, and even land on carriers, the Hornet is a technological marvel that has served in countless conflicts since the 1980s. Fleet defender and strike specialist, the FA-18 epitomizes versatility. Able to switch seamlessly from air-to-air to air-to-ground tasks in flight, the Hornet took on missions in the Gulf Wars, Bosnia, Afghanistan, and beyond. Whether intercepting enemy jets, dropping precision bombs, or engaging in close air support, it does it all. High-tech cockpit. Modern avionics lighten the pilot's workload, but as Commander Nick Mongo Mongillo describes, helmet-mounted sights can cause helmet fire, an overload of tasks, radar operations, data links, communications, and controlling advanced missiles. Naval aviators also endure the nerve-wracking experience of carrier takeoffs and landings, especially at night or in rough seas. Impressive, yet demanding. Though it excels in multi-role operations, the Hornet's reliance on advanced computers and complex electronics can bury a pilot under tasks. Flying the airplane is sometimes secondary. This intricate balance of machine and human skill keeps the Hornet at number 4. 3. Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-21 Fishbed. Roaring into number 3 is the MiG-21, a Soviet classic introduced in the 1950s. It became the most widely produced supersonic fighter in history, serving in some 40 nations, and was a frequent adversary of Western jets throughout the Cold War. Rugged, fast, and prolific. With a top speed exceeding Mach 2, around 2,200 km/h, the MiG-21 featured a shock cone intake in its nose, feeding a powerful engine. It was small and agile, though short on fuel capacity, meaning its range was limited. These Soviet jets were cheap to produce, simple to maintain, and often stored outdoors, perfect for the USSR's vast network of dispersed air bases. Mixed blessings. Despite ease of maintenance, the MiG-21's short-range and twitchy flight characteristics left pilots little margin for error. Roman pilots joked about how quickly the fishbed would roll into an irrecoverable spin if handled too aggressively. Yet many air forces adored the MiG-21 for its speed, climb rate, and robust construction, making it a hallmark of the Soviet quantity over extreme refinement philosophy. 2. Supermarine Spitfire. At number 2, we find the elegant Spitfire, icon of the Battle of Britain and symbol of defiance in W2. Boasting elliptical wings, a top speed approaching 600 km/h, and 8 lethal machine guns, the Spitfire remains an aviation classic. Ballet in the Sky pilots describe flying the Spitfire as a transcendent experience. Its controls feel organic and fluid. After a few minutes at the stick, you almost forget you're operating a machine. Historian and flyers alike praise its breathtaking lines, a testament to the genius of designer R.J. Mitchell. Glory and limitations. Spitfires were crucial in thwarting Hitler's planned invasion of Britain, winning crucial dogfights daily against Germany's Bf-109. However, their limited range, around 600 kilometers in early marks, prevented deeper offensive operations over Europe. That short operational radius ultimately ranks it below our final entry. 1. North American P-51 Mustang. Finally, taking the crown as the greatest fighter ever is the North American P-51 Mustang, a brilliant Anglo-American hybrid that changed the course of WW2. With a powerful Rolls-Royce Merlin engine and laminar flow wings, the Mustang combines speed, endurance, and firepower in an unparalleled package. Defender of the bombers. Before the P-51, Allied bombing raids over Germany faced catastrophic losses due to lack of a suitable long-range escort fighter. The Mustang solved this crisis. Its remarkable 2,400 kilometer range allowed it to accompany heavy bombers all the way to Berlin and back, shooting down Luftwaffe interceptors at will. Speed and grace topping out at 716 km/h, 445 mph. The Mustang outran or outmaneuvered most Axis aircraft. Ace Bud Anderson recounts his success in dogfights. The Merlin-powered P-51 soared easily above 30,000 feet, boasted outstanding agility, and bristled with 650 caliber machine guns. The Mustang established a kill ratio unmatched among Allied fighters. Historic triumph. The P-51's presence altered the entire air war in Europe. Luftwaffe chief Hermann Göring famously remarked that he knew Germany was finished when he saw Mustangs escorting bombers over Berlin. With over 5,000 enemy aircraft shot down and hundreds of Allied aces minted, the P-51's legacy is cemented as the fighter that helped break Nazi air power and secure victory. Timeless legacy. Even decades after WW2, the Mustang remains beloved by warbird collectors and airshow performers, a testament to its enduring design. Testimony from pilots who've flown everything from early biplanes to modern jets affirms that the P-51 stands at the pinnacle of fighter aircraft development in WW2 and beyond. Thus, it's only fitting that the P-51 Mustang, the perfect balance of speed, firepower, endurance, and pilot-friendly handling, earns the title of greatest fighter plane ever. Conclusion. From stealth jets to hovering wonders, from triple-winged dogfighters to sleek supersonic interceptors, fighter aviation has witnessed remarkable leaps in technology. Each entry in our top 10 showcased groundbreaking features or historic feats that cemented its place in the annals of aerial combat. Yet towering above them all stands the P-51 Mustang. Born of transatlantic collaboration, blessed with a superlative engine, and refined by sheer necessity, the Mustang overcame the limitations of its era to dominate the skies. Today we may marvel at supersonic jets bristling with sensors and stealth technology, but the enduring charm and combat record of the P-51 remain unrivaled. It's a fitting tribute that, decades after W2, warbird enthusiasts still clamor to touch the throttle of a Mustang, while historians and pilots alike hail it as the best of the best. In the grand tapestry of fighter planes, the P-51 Mustang will forever hold the top spot as the world's greatest ever fighter.